What do we have here? Oh, just a peasant house. Yes, I gave them a nice little yard. Ooh, nice. Oh, I forgot about this house. I do like how this house turned out. Uh, Nothing too fancy. It's just a peasant house. And they get nice little rug. Nice. There's a sleeping position and a shelter position, meaning when danger comes, they will take shelter there. Okay, okay. And I gave them that little weird arch roof thing. I do like how that turned out. Do like how that turned out. Nice. So we go from jungle wood to stone, and then from stone to plaster, then to plaster bricks, and then we've got a somewhat fancy house. It's just a peasant. It's not too fancy, and I really have no notes. How many beds we got? We got 3 beds right there. We got 3 beds right there. We got no beds right there. So instead, let's go ahead and... Ooh, cobblestone... that's fine. Let's go ahead and do 2 beds right there. 2 beds right there. Still thatch bed. Still thatch bed. And then a nice fancy bed. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Change into a fancy bed. What is you? Stone path. Why would I use path blocks? And what kind of flooring is that? Cobblestone. 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 Let's change that to brick over here. Ooh, and I gave them a pot. Um, Make flower pot. Every now and then when there's a new goal that I don't think I've accounted for, I've got a list of things to account for it. No, that looks bad. This is better. Speaking of looking bad, okay, so let us also have here be brick. just plain stone. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Oops, almost forgot. Slightly more expensive, but it'll look bad. And then let's bump you here down to Junglewood. That's oak. What? I'm looking at it like that's not the right color. No, no, that doesn't make sense. It does, however, make sense here to have dirt there. Unlike over there, the bricks were important. Okay, how many we got here? Do we have cobblestone here? We do. And we've got dirt right here. Yeah, dirt right there. That's fine. That's fine. Let's just clear out some of the snow here. So, in previous versions of Millenaire, because of an issue with it constantly snowing and accidentally building in a snowy biome, well, eventually, because the Pantheon was so big, when Ken was initially building it, um, he it ended up being in a snowing biome accidentally. So by default, it used to automatically remove snow. By default, you had to specify, no, please keep the snow. But in this version, that's removed, which is terrible because somehow all of the biomes in this world is windswept plains. I don't know how that happened. Might be because it's a 112 world and I converted it over to 120. And everything's awful. Everything is awful. But yeah, yeah. I really wish that it was kept so I wouldn't have to remove the snow. But yeah, what's even worse is when I have water features and those keep freezing. So bad, so bad. So this house has a lot of updates. I like that. Let's see, there are 11 by 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 11 by 8 by 11. And I just call this a house. Just call it a house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 11 by 8 by 11 and 5 upgrades. Oops. Okay, everything looks good there. Let's go ahead and test it. Ooh, what are you? Okay, that's why we test it. Nothing there. Everything looks good there. Everything looks good there. Yeah. Nice. Maybe I could add a nice big calendar right here. The calendar's placeholder block right now is red nether bricks. Oh, okay, just regular nether bricks. Nice and center right there. That could be good. So that is for the final upgrade, so it doesn't matter if it happens or not. It's really up to the player whether or not they want to help. I guess they could get to it on their own, which is part of the game. But yeah, I think it might be nice having that on there, just for the regular house. Then we've got this house. Ooh, look at you. Look at that design. I love this design. I don't love the smooth stone. I could swap it out with diorite, but no, this version of the Mayans have the smooth stone. We've got some lovely beds going on there. What do we got in here? Again with the cobblestone flooring. I guess I did use a few. I guess a few of them do have cobblestone flooring. I think junglewood would be nicer. At least for the final version. It'll have junglewood flooring. And then these are supposed to be steep stairs, but they're not quite steep stairs just yet. They will be. Put a path start right there. That's just the placeholder for right now. Not seeing any issues with that. I am streaming. Okay. Yeah, that should be ready to export. I immediately go to the steep stairs? I think I should hold over on the jungle wood for a minute. Just hold it for a minute. And then it can upgrade to the steep stairs after. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. We've got no beds in there, but we do have sleeping position and defending position, a shelter position. Let's kill some of the beds here. And then they get more beds right there. There we go. Yeah. Oof, how tall is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 tall. That's interesting. The torches are placed weird. Oh, that's why, because they are slabs. And then I lose the slabs, but then regain them over here. That's fine, that's fine. And we've got 1, 2, 3 upgrades. Let's see, so it's 6 by 8, and it's called House Variant. So, new building, house, 6 by 8, 10 height, 3 upgrades. There we are. House 2. So that is the house variant. A peasant can have either of those house designs. It'll randomly decide. No issues. And I built it up like on a hill on purpose. I like that is looking nice on that hill like that, which gets turned into stone and then covered in plaster. In the planned future update for the Mayans, though, we are removing the smooth stone. I don't like the smooth stone. It's going to be replaced with tough. Because look at that. Gorgeous. Look at that. That is just perfect. That is just perfect. Future plans. Future plans. What do we got here? Another house. Another house variant. And then right here. Oh, the inn. Okay, so only 3 house variants. So some of the peasants will... Oh, this house variant comes with bees. Fancy. Some house variants will... some peasants will just live in a random house for no reason. The guard has its own house designed because that is the guard, but not all the peasants have a specific house made for them. That's why I have 3 variants, so as to spruce things up a bit. I could designate what variant goes for what villager. I maybe should do that just to make sure that nothing gets lost. Maybe. It would be considered for a future update. We've got that. That's supposed to be the calendar. Got a couple of beds, sleeping in defending position, and a couple of bees. Nice, nice. Now, I'm not sure how I want the bees to be crafted. I'm thinking just one log, a villager can craft it into a beehive. I do have plans to include a special Mayan beehive. Plans to include so you got the bee nest, but I have plans for a special Mayan beehive that will be added to future updates. Let me add that to my list. It should already be on a list, but do the Mayan beehive. But that's for the future planned updates. Future planned updates. This house, full of diorite. Very unusual. It will be unusual. That's why I did it as a variant, because it's unusual. We still keep the cobblestone flooring. That's interesting that I went with that. Okay, right there. But yeah, I'm thinking that in this version of the Mayan refresh, there will be available special Mayan beehives. I don't know what it will do. Will it produce honey faster? Will it store more bees? It'll definitely store more bees. There'll be room for more bees, definitely. Will it produce honey faster? I don't know. That's the part that I'm not sure about. We'll have to consider the possibilities. But that'll be available. They will craft it themselves and sell it to the player. It just won't be used in any houses in this version. It'll be used in a future update. Future update. Soon TM. The classic soon TM. How tall do you get? Just that tall? I could throw on some torches, actually. Huh? Oh, I counted poorly. That's fine. Okay, we've got ourselves some torches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tall. 7 tall. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 upgrades. It is called a house. 7 tall. It is 11 by 8 with 4 upgrades. Okay, everything looks good there. Let's go ahead and generate it. Make sure there's no issues. See, I didn't have to generate it every single time when I had the old exporting capability. I just find it to be easier. House 3. Nice, nice. Yeah, so this is the rare variant. Full diorite. I went buck wild with diorite. Diorite looks awful. Just terrible bird poop is what it is. It's the bird poop block. But I went buck wild with it because I was trying to acclimate myself to using diorite. Because at the time we didn't have the tough blocks. Tough blocks which turned out to be so much better. We'll look forward to the future update when I add the tough blocks. But right now we have this update, which is the Mayan Refresh, because I am showcasing the old refresh that I made back in 2022 to have it here. Fancy beds. To have it here in this version of Minecraft. Focusing heavily on the smooth stone again. Interesting design choice. Let's go ahead and throw in because that's what I did over here. And villagers will come here to play. Leisure, to rest. I'm thinking of adding a play goal that's different from the regular go play. Instead, it will be go check out the bees. And they'll just hang out around beehives. Is the plan. Is the plan. I hope to be able to include a goal that targets beehives. That way, they'll go out and hang out by the beehives. Because the Mayans loved their bees. It was pet-like, but a little more adoration. I guess somewhat pet-like. I'd say I adore my pets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's midnight already? Alexa, stop. She's letting me know it's midnight. That was 11, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, it was 10. Where's my head at? What? 10 with 2 upgrades. 1, 2. Ooh, I love how that looks. Nice. 10 high, 10 by 10. Okay, 10 by 10 by 10 with 2 upgrades. Sure. And this was the inn? Yeah, this was the inn. 10 by 10 by 10 with 2 upgrades. Everything looks fine there. Everything looks fine there. Okay. But yeah, with the previous way to export with signs, I trusted it more that it was exporting right. Can't trust that here. Is this the library? It is the library. We start off with steep stairs. Leisure and rest? No. Let's just do leisure. Let's just do leisure. So this is the spot that the player goes to in order to see what each villager is doing. Leisure and torch marker. Well, that's not good. What the heck's a torch marker? Fireplace marker? That's new. What? Okay. The texture was wrong, so I was concerned. See, it's bricks for some reason. Flour, soil, rice, wheat, carrot, cacao. How? I don't know. Maize, vine for grapes. Netherwort. Potato, sugarcane, turmeric, cotton, grass. Painted brick. Hmm. That's interesting. Stone, cobblestone, snow, ice, red sandstone, quartz, stone, sand, sandstone, wool, andesite, diorite, granite, gravel, clay, sandstone, sand, stone. What do we got over here? Oak tree, pine tree, birch tree, jungle tree, acacia, dark oak, apple, olive, pistachio, cow, pig, sheep, chicken, squid, wolf, polar bear. I forgot about the polar bear. That's interesting. There are no banners. Oops. Oops. I forgot to put up the banners. Well, I'm not doing it now. The first version of the Mayan re-release will not have banners, apparently. Write that down. Add banners at some point. I will slip my mind because they're somewhat new. So these are placeholders for the steep stairs right here. So just ignore what that looks like. They're supposed to be the steep stairs. They will be once Millenaire adds steep stairs. It's only available in the 112 version, so I can't use it here. There we are. Nice. And we only have the 2 upgrades? Yeah, that's fine. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 tall. Not sure how I kept doing that. That is interesting. So it's 13 by 11 and 10 tall. Nice. Good, good. No visible issues. I did put those path blocks down, right? Path block there. Path block there. Okay, okay. The sub building. So I have like 2 or 3 buildings that use sub buildings. One of which is a town hall, and this is the other one. What even are you? A large house for a more impressive villager. Well, not technically. No, I guess not for a more impressive villager because this is a family will live here, and then also a family will live here. So it's a duplex. That's what it is. That's what it is. A duplex. Oh shit! It's a triplex. Not a duplex. I forgot about the second family that lives over there. Now, I noticed in the previous stream when I was focusing on this building that I messed up the ceiling. I messed up the ceiling. Those are beds? Okay. Are they all beds? No, that's not beds. That's thatch slabs. I have no way to manually... Oh, no. So what this upgrade here is supposed to do is clear out this space right here of that roof. But I have no way to remove that. Because before you could edit the image files, and there is no image files anymore. Also, limitation of moving to MBT files from the image files is that the remove block option is not able to be added. This can be corrected by adding a physical in-game block, a red cube of sorts, I guess. That block designates the remove block command for that square. Sometimes when having a build, you want an upgrade to change the previous block to empty air, which was possible with the red pixel in the previous Millenaire that you could edit the image file to include, but cannot be edited now. Another change to Millenaire 9 was that they got rid of the image files. You can't do image files anymore. What is going on here? Oh, that's just a roof. Yeah, nothing bad. You can't do image files anymore. It's all MBT files now. Super annoying. Super annoying. But this really was just me showcasing some exports. I will export a lot more off screen. I exported a few off screen already. As you saw, I didn't start from the beginning. I exported all of the node buildings, all of the player houses, two of the townhouses, the Grand Ball Court and the Pyramid. The first versions of the Mayan Refresh will only have those two townhouses. I'll add the others in the future updates. Just not right now. Just not right now. But yeah, let's see. Altar, Bakery, Ball Court, the bee farms, the cacao farms, the corn farms. I did show the corn farms, the corn field I also showed. And the crafter, though, I did off screen. The Grove, Guard, House, the house variants, the two house variants in library. Those we did today. We exported those today. Just wanted to showcase what the exporting is like now. It's very different than what it was before. A little bit more difficult in my opinion, but that's what we have. That is what we have, so that is what we're working with. A reminder about the plaster blocks. Each building will once the building is designated to be built, will determine what color they will be. But each building has a list of colors. Some buildings could be yellow, blue, light blue, or red or something. Some buildings could be all 16 colors. No, there probably wouldn't be any black ones because of this. Eh, I could do a black that's slightly lighter, a lighter black. Yeah, yeah. Um, and it's only currently this light blue color because that's what the color quote unquote Mayan blue looks like. Mayan blue looks like that, and that's what they called Mayan blue. And as a temporary placeholder, we're using that. I am on the fence with changing the concrete over to these Hindi painted bricks. Because right now we're using the concrete, but the painted bricks might be better. Hmm. I'll have to discuss it with people, see what they think. Let's get a screenshot. Yeah. Discuss it with people, see what they think, and go from there. I don't know. I don't know. But with the inability to do the sub building, probably I will just do this building and then do the sub building at a later time once the sub building is possible to be done. Oh, good. You don't get to watch me trying to make this water not be frozen. When I when I export it, I export them all, and then I do it in the testing area over there, and then I quickly swap out the ice for regular water, then I quickly export it, and then I do that for each of them, and that's how I've been making it be melted water instead of ice in the exported file. Super annoying. Super annoying that everything is windswept plains. Very annoying. But today was a short stream, mostly because I was expecting a bigger Subnautica update and we didn't get that. And I figured I'd showcase what I've been doing with the Mayan refresh now that exporting is available again. I want to say the dev release 7 didn't have it available, but this version does. I'm going to make some sort of swamp for mangrove farming. Some sort of swamp for mangrove farming. I don't know what because Kin wanted to see the Mayans having mangroves. Uh, that'll be something. That'll certainly be something. Some sort of swampy lake. Hmm. Some sort of swampy lake. Yeah, that'd be nice. Giving them a swampy lake. I'll have to consider the designs. Don't know what I'd do with that. That's completely different. Right now, I just wanted to export the Mayan refresh from 2022 and let it be used in the current version of Millenaire, and then I'd focus on changes later on, but things like changing the dirt wall to packed mud and fixing the pillars, which were for some reason thatch in the 2022 version. Don't know why I did thatch pillars. Had to fix that. That was required to be fixed. And also beautifying some buildings took precedent as well. And also correcting some of these markers because the crafting position marker wasn't even on the crafter. This is the crafter building. This is the house for the crafter. For some reason, he didn't even have the crafting position marker. Don't know what was going on with my mind for that. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Anyways, I'm a go. It is late. Sorry for no Subnautica stream today. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, Fel fans. We'll actually probably be finishing the Mayan refresh. I probably won't stream it again, at least until more changes need to be made. Or I'll probably stream. Yeah, you know what? I'll probably stream me playing the Mayan refresh once it's been added. Once a testable version is available. Once a testable version is available. Thanks for watching, Fel fans.